Good morning. Good morning. This is the Journey to a Winning Anyway Life. I am your host, Life Pastor Kyle, for all things winning. Come on in. Having some small technical difficulties, but it's okay. Come on in this morning. We're going to make it happen. Come on in. There we go. There we go. So I hope you're ready for this morning. Come on in. Hello, Jai Bruce. How are you? Hope all is well. To Wanda Carr, I see Brittany. Good morning. Good morning. See you guys. Come on in. Minister Tamla Ricks. Hey, Shay. Hope all is well. I see y'all been traveling and doing wonderful things and just enjoying life. Good morning, Manny Saeed, Ivan Rice, Naya Bolden, Sandra Inyang, Chris Blake. Good morning, man. Listen, hope you're ready for a wonderful session and lesson. We're going to pick up where we left off last week, where I'm not on a golf course, where I'm not misunderstanding the fact that I'm going crazy in my asthma being on the golf course with the grass cut. Mr. Lester Blunt, hey man. Hello, Miss Joanne. Kenneth Davis, good morning. Good morning. To Wanda Carr, good. And so I'm excited and glad. Mama Pat, good morning. Hope all is well with you. So we're pushing through this morning to make sure we get some things happening. We had a wonderful time last Friday. And I kind of want to continue it. My wife's like, I hear you breathing again. I'm like, okay, it's okay. Good morning to Misha Figaro. Good morning. Good to see you. Hope all is well. We talked about finishing strong and then stronger next year, beginning the year stronger. That's kind of where I want to set you guys. And I'm going to do it quickly. I want to give a quick review of last week. If that's okay, type okay. I want to kind of shoot through last week and then get to today's lesson. It won't be long, and I hope it's going to be as precise as it was last week. But I have to prepare you for the end of the year. There's so much going on, so much that that we are endeavoring to do better in our lives, and so we have to decide. Hey, Ashley Prevost, good to see you. We have to decide that we're going to do better. Can I wipe my screen right quick? I have not. I normally clean this real good. That's better for me. Hello, Cedric Mackey. Good morning, sir. And so I want to make sure I get things right as we get into this lesson this morning. It's going to be similar to last week, but I'm going to push you through. I'm actually going to start now so we can let those come in that are coming in. Hello, Denai. I told you last Friday, it's kind of time for you. It's really time, not kind of time. It's time for you to empower yourselves. And to empower yourselves, you have to realize something. I'm going hard right in the paint, right in the beginning. Whenever you start empowering yourself to be different, to change, to grow, to present, to be better. Hey, Minister Riggs. You're going to teach pastor. Hello, Naya. Whenever you start to empower yourself in areas of your life that you've not touched or not really dealt with, or things, hello, Geraldine Shelvin and Emery Shelvin, that you've not focused on, there will be new storms coming your way. Okay. I put a post the other day that I posted out some years back that came to my reminder, and I sent it out. Talks about the new you. And I think I'm going to jump to read it, I think maybe, because I won't read. Well, I will. Whenever there's a new situation in your life, you have to realize that new storms will come. And when new storms come, good morning, Stephanie. Good to see you. Hey, Michelle Jones. I think what I said was, who you become is up to you. God has given you that choice in life. You can receive yourself. You can love yourself. You can hate yourself. You can embrace yourself. You can bind yourself, or you can free yourself. Whatever you would like to do and be is up to you now. But I needed you to welcome the new you today. And that was major for me, because if you don't welcome the new you, then when the new you gets here, you'll be wondering why things are happening in your life. And sometimes things are happening because because of the new you. With a new you always comes, hey Tisa Collier, new storms. New you will always have new storms. And you have to be able to welcome those storms and engage them in a way that it does not affect who you are and who you are becoming. Just know that's what it is. It's a new you with new storms. You got it? So when you understand that you're going to have these storms, you have to be disciplined within yourself. I gave them to you. I'm going to review real quickly now. You have to be disciplined within yourself. You have to now speak over yourself. And then you have to declare to yourself. Hey, Sidney Morris, how you doing, sir? You have to declare to yourself. And this season, you have to declare this. This is one of your declarations you have to add into your own. I'm finishing strong and starting stronger. That's in everything that you do. Whatever I do, when I end it, I'm finishing it strong. I'm finishing strong and I'm starting stronger. I'm referring this to the rest of your life. Why? Because this declaration is not about you just saying something. It's about your past, your present, and your future. Got it? This declaration is about your now strong, your next stronger. You got it? It's about how you're going to end 2023 and how you're going to begin 2024. Start putting your words there now so you'll have somewhere to land when you get there. I told you last week, these things set you up. You have to be honest about your realignment. I see 29 of you on here. Only 16 have liked and loved it. Do me a favor. Even if you don't say anything, just send up hearts, like or love the post so we'll know that you were here. Not just here showing up to, you know. Hey, Aaron Fleeks, good morning. So you have to be honest about your realignment in your life. Be honest about how you're going to realign yourself, how you're going to set yourself up for what's to come. And so you have to be honest about what you don't know, what you do know, what you need to know. Be honest about your realignment. Then you have to accept your refreshing. I'm moving quick to get to today's lesson. I'm kind of reviewing last week because this is part 2. You have to accept today's refreshing. Accept the refreshing. You got it? When you accept the refreshing, it's who and what God sends, or life sends as well, to bless you. Hey, Tarika Hood. Hey, Carlos. So be honest about my alignment, my realignment. Accept the refreshing. Then walk in my renewed mindset. I can't just talk about it. I have to walk in it. I can't just say, I know. No. You have to apply it to the point where everything around you is lining up with your realignment. Then you have to release some things. This is a cold one, but I'm going past it quick. You have to release your fears, your failures, and your offenses. You have to release your fears, your failures, and your offenses. When you do that, you're positioning yourself and being open enough for life and for God to recover all that God wants to give you. Hey, First Lady, good to see you. And that's where you say, okay, I'm releasing everything so I can finish strong. Good review. We jumped past that because there's another section we did last week that was so important. And that section was major because it throws us into a pattern of what we need for our future. I'm not just here talking on Fridays. I know I'm laying some stuff out because it's working for some people. It really is. Here we go. It's time for you to process your attitude, especially when you know that you're going to have some storms. You can't address every storm the same way. This is no notes on this. Jesus, I'm going somewhere. Some storms you take shelter from. You got it? And then there are some storms you play in the rain. And then there are some storms you learn while you're in the storm. I'm going somewhere. But you have to address your attitude toward the storm. And here are the 3 points you have to adjust. Here we go, Ivan. You have to adjust your thoughts, your speech, and your behavior. I gave them to you last week. I'm just running through them. Whenever you catch yourself thinking something negative, you have to stop that thing. Because whenever you tell yourself something negative, it's an opportunity, hey, Sarah Price, for you to confess, I can do all things through Christ. And then you move forward with that evidence in your life that I'm breaking the negative pattern and I'm moving forward in what I know I can do with Christ. So I got to change my thinking. Number 2, I have to change my speech. I can't keep saying the same thing, expecting a different result. There's power in my words. So, and death and life is in my tongue. So I have to make sure I'm saying the right things. So I have to program myself to say the right things in the wrong situations. Anybody get that? I have to program myself to say, hey, Maria, say the right things in wrong situations. So things can be crazy and be wrong. I have to change my speech. I have to be able to speak the positive thing that I believe and that I desire, even in a bad situation. That's good, Brittany. Here we go. So then number 3, as I change my thinking, as I change my speech, I need to also modify my behavior. It's not enough to think it. It's not enough to know it. It's not enough to be able to quote it. I need to have a behavior that realigns me with what I say I believe. Got it? It's funny, I said last week, it's funny how we always know what we've done wrong after the fact. It's like, you know you shouldn't did that. You know you lied. You know you, and you're like, yeah. Well, if you knew that, then you should have been examining your behavior before you released it. It's always after you made the mistake that you know what you've done. Why can't we be mature enough to correct the mistake going in? So you won't waste time, you won't waste effort, and you won't intentionally offend people. So you have to modify your attitude. You got it? And it depends on your mindset when you're going through life and these storms start coming. Here we go, y'all. We're going to lesson now. Here we go. Depends on your mindset, because every obstacle and every challenge that you have has the potential to be the best thing that's ever happened in your life. Can I say it again? Every obstacle, every problem, every challenge has the possibility to be the best thing that's ever happened in your life. See, I'm 53 now, so I can say, like my apostle, I've lived long enough. I can look back at my life and see negative things and I laugh, because I realize it was the best thing that happened to me in my life. Why? Because I learned from every negative situation. The ones I put myself in, I learned. And then the ones that other people had me engage in, I learned. I didn't go hide while I'm still doing okay, let's leave it alone. I challenged myself to be better. I challenged myself to be better. Somebody type the word better. There are 36 of you on here. Y'all need to wake somebody up. Tell them stop talking to you all day while you at work trying to be an excellent worker and get on this live. Type better. Type better. I'm better now. So I don't allow situations to ride me or weigh me down. I change my mindset. So if I see y'all, so every situation can set me up for better. That's when you win. The anyway is the better from every situation. I got to calm down because I'm getting a little happy. I see first shouting better. You got to see it as better. And sometimes it's how life develops. It develops you through better. Even though it doesn't look better, it doesn't feel better, because you're in this storm, better's going to come out of it, because the storm is going to bless you. Hello, good morning, Deja. So let me give you the 4 winning notes and we're jumping forward to some more. Here we go. Because sometimes when you are in life in a storm, you have to tell yourself these 4 things. I'm moving real quickly, y'all. 14 minutes, I got to go. Number 1, don't panic. If you're in a storm, don't panic. It's okay. It's life. Seasons bring storms. Watch this. We think, let me show you how minimal-minded we are in some things. We think a storm is only rain. Thank you, Brittany. I see you. I'm sorry. We think a storm is only rain. There are sunstorms. What do you mean? It's when the sun is so bad. I found out that some of the reason why we had some plumbing issues at the church is because the heat has separated the concrete. I said, what? Say the ground, it's dry up the ground and separated the concrete. So if you look at the street when you're driving, used to be concrete would be butted up against each other and you see a crease in the middle of the street. You go look now, the crease is bigger because the heat has separated the concrete, which means a heat storm is enough to cause strokes, cause your grass to dry, cause things to dry up, cause concrete to separate. That's a storm. Sometime in other countries, they're called wind storms, where it's nothing but wind that's so strong. Then you have sand storms that blows sand. And then you have hurricanes and tornadoes and all these things. So we have different kind of storms. We have life storms. I'm throwing some things out there now. I feel this one good. We have life storms, storms that come just because you're in life. Nothing you did wrong, just your age, just things you've been going through, just how life is. And then you have people storms. That's people who don't understand or respect the anointing on your life or the assignment of your life. So they come to distract you because you're in a storm. And then you have pressure storms, things you put on yourself that God says you have no need to carry. But because you haven't been praying a lot, you end up with this storm in your life. And then you have mental storms that come when you're trying to sleep, that come to shake you and rattle you, because the devil can't get you while you're awake, because you know how to worship, so he catch you when you sleep. So you have different kinds of storms in your life altogether. You have satanic storms. There are things the devil has set up for you, and he's waiting for you to get to your next destination so he can show you the storm to make you negate your assignment or end your winning anyway life journey. But in reality, in the storm, number one, you just should not panic. Don't panic. Why? How do I use this? Let me give you winning anyway principle. In the storm, don't panic. Here's why. Let the storm prophesy to you. Y'all not ready for that. Jesus, y'all shifted me. Y'all not ready. Let the storm prophesy to you. Let the storm tell you what's coming next. Come on. I'm a witness. If you're in your marriage and you're having straight marriage hell, the Bible says God created marriage. If you're having straight marriage, it's a storm that the enemy wants to come to make you feel like you can't survive the storm. And you have to decide, watch this, if the storm is worth it. I don't hear nobody. Because sometimes I told you, you have to get out of the storm. Sometimes you get to play in the rain. You have to decide, is this storm worth me fighting it out? Let the storm prophesy to you. If you're having storm, come on, Journal, I see, let the storm mature you. Yes, that's it. If the storm is in your life, let the storm mature you or prophesy to you whatever it is in your life that God wants to do. Let the storm talk to you and you stop trying to speak to yourself. Number two, gotta go. Man, got stuck on that one. Number two, you gotta choose to trust God no matter how loud the storm is. No matter how loud the thunder is or the lightning, you got to continue to trust God no matter what it is. I'm going fast. Play last week. Number three, you got to choose to use your faith even while you're in the storm. You don't throw up your faith saying, I'll use it after the storm. You have to use your faith in the storm. You got it? And then number four, you have to decide to exit. Once you get this together, you have to decide to exercise your faith over the storm. Start blessing yourself in the middle of the storm. Start talking to your future in the middle of the storm. Start speaking what you desire over the storm. You may be here, but you won't stop me. Watch this. From going on vacation. You won't stop me from moving forward. You won't stop me from having better relationships. Yes, I got hurt in this one, but you won't stop me from blessing this one. Yes, they didn't respect me, but you won't stop me from respecting this person. Yes, they didn't honor the gift of who I am. They didn't work with me. That's fine. I won't withhold from those who are you sending to me, because my help, somebody say my help is on the way. So now we're at the lesson. I got to go. So I have 5 good points to give you for this lesson. Yeah, we're only 19 minutes in. I have 5 wonderful points to give you for this lesson, because if you're going to finish strong and start stronger, then you have to learn how to manage yourself during your storm. I see Sarah Price. I see Raquel. I see Wandale Brewer. You have to learn how to manage yourself during the storm. So here are the points for this. Because sometimes storms will come, and storms will go. You have to manage yourself. Listen very carefully. Here are the new notes for y'all who are ready to type notes. They like typing notes. It's gonna get good right here. Listen, only 5 points and I'm out. I had more, but I chopped them down to make sure that you get the major things you have to do when you're in a storm. And so I checked your attitude, checked your forgiveness, checked your mentality. Now you need to manage yourself during the storm. Because remember, this storm is only new because you're new. Here's the problem many of you have. You shift your life and you change. And the devil brings things that are familiar to you. And you tend to think, I've been here before. If you continue to say after 10, 5, 3, 20 years, I've been here before, it means you have not grown or moved. You have to just be honest. You haven't grown or moved. You may say, I've been in a situation before. No, you haven't. Because the last time you went through something, you didn't have anything to lose. The last time you went through something, you had somebody to lean on. The last time you really went through something, you believed in yourself. Now you're in a place where you have to apply your faith in the storm. I'll say it like that. And you've not been here before because the devil doesn't attack you on the same ground. And if you have been there before, you should move. You should grow up. You should make the change. You gotta stop making excuses to try to get sympathy from people. Well, I've been here before. I've heard it from several people. I'm just giving a scenario. If the storm is catching you on the same ground, it's because you're not moving. And maybe you're having the same storm or a familiar storm because you're the same. When you're different, the devil can't attack you with the exact same thing. He has to switch it up a little bit. At least know when he switched it up, it's because you've grown. I got to go. 22 minutes. I got to make this done. Here we go. So number one, here's how you manage. You need to manage. Here's the 5 powerful things you have to manage during the storm, right? You have to manage the recognition of the storm. Why you say that? Because we lie so much to ignore the storm, and we ignore it too long until the storm causes problems. I'm preaching to myself. I'm helping myself. Ain't nobody else being helped but me. We have to learn that we have to manage the storm a different way. And we stay in the storm. We lie to ourselves to stay in the storm, and we stay there too long, trying to protect our name and reputation and not really getting clarity of why I'm in the storm. I have to recognize this storm. I can't ignore this storm. Because if I ignore it, I stay too long. And then when I stay too long, I end up, how the apostle said, I end up making up lies to protect my reputation. You know how we do when we stay something too long, and then when we get ready to go, we say, our time is up. No, your time is not up. You just don't want to spiritually mature to manage what it is. So we have to give recognition to the storm. You got it? That's number 1. Number 2, you have to manage your response in the storm. You got it? You have to manage. Yes, Sandra, I don't want to use the afraid. That's our excuse. Oh, you're not afraid, because here's the deal. You wasn't afraid when you brought the storm on. You wasn't afraid when you was teeter-totting when you opened the door to the storm. You wasn't afraid when you thought nobody knew. Now that we know people know about the storm and the issue, now we lie to protect our reputation. So I wouldn't lean on that, people being afraid. You're right. You can't be afraid. But by now, we're mature enough. We aren't afraid of no storms. Here's the problem we have. We preach to everybody except living our own words. We preach to every friend. We preach to every family member. We preach to the pastor. Some of y'all call me pastor. Let me tell you, I'd be like, would you please shut up and live what you're saying? I say it with a smile, though. So you have to manage. Thank you, Cedric. I like that. I like that. You can't be afraid. You can't. But I'm talking about managing yourself in the storm. So at this point, we shouldn't be afraid. If you're afraid, you gotta go back. So the 5 powerful things you have to manage. Number 1 is the recognition of the storm. Number 2, your response in the storm. You have to manage your response in the storm. You cannot speak power to the storm. You got his job, Bruce? You cannot speak power. You can't be saying, oh, I knew this storm was coming. Oh my God, this storm, blah, 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 blah. No. You cannot speak power to the storm. You have to start saying, okay, when the storm finishes, when the rain finishes, I'm going to have my trees cut. I'm going to lay out some grass seeds. I'm going to make sure. Yang, that's what I like right there. When you say new understanding, that blesses me. Because that's the goal for us not to get stuck in what we used to do. You got it? How we were raised and grew up, and we had no power. We had to depend on everybody else. Hey, Dr. Rubin, depend on everybody else. When the storm comes, it's a storm. I have to deal with my storm the way I deal with my storm. So number 2, again, you have to manage your response in the storm. You got to speak where you're coming out, where you're going. Someone mentioned something yesterday. I told him, I said, yeah, still planning your vacation, still planning all this stuff, still planning all these things. People say, well, if you were losing money, would you plan? I say, I will continue to plan. My plans would not change. They may get adjusted, but they would not change. I don't allow people to make me change my plans. Because when people make me change my plan, then they have the power. Well, Pastor, you make us change our plan. No, I make you adjust your plan because your plans are weak and cheap and low. I make you bring the potential of your plan up. No, we're not taking 2 days and calling it a vacation. And then we got a weak name for it. We call it a staycation. No, you're going to manage your money and do well and take a vacation. Because if you don't take a vacation, here we go. Here's how you got to learn to finish strong and start stronger. You can't start stronger if you're afraid to reset and rest. Come on. There it is. He says, stay consistent. See, Dwayne says, stay consistent. That's neighbor right there. You have to manage it well, because if you go back and forth, then the storm will realize you're unstable. You must take time for yourself. Why you say that? Because I say take that vacation, because when you start fresh, you have to start with a power that you can't get if you're already tired, if you're worn out, if you're frustrated, if you've been beat down and you can't handle it. Nope. Come on up. Stop. No. You don't manage it. You buy stuff you don't need to impress people. So you don't manage your money well. You don't manage your money well, so you don't save money. You don't save money, so when vacation times come, even if you're off work, you can't afford to go nowhere. Huh? So I just took a few days for myself, 2 or 3 days to go over here, go over there. Stop it. Stop trying to protect your reputation. Stop lying to yourself, trying to protect your reputation. Tell yourself the truth. I didn't manage my money well, so I can't take a real vacation. I can't drive somewhere for 4 or 5 days and rest my mind from the things that I wear 365 days of the year. I can't go somewhere. I can't fly somewhere where if I leave, let me tell you the lie pastors used to think. Pastors and pastor. If I leave, everything will fall apart. The devil is a lie. Look around your family. No offense to anybody. Your mother's gone. Your father's gone. The family's still going. Same thing at your job. Somebody at your job may have passed. Guess what? They're gone. And you still going to work every day. Some people didn't die. They left the company. You still there complaining about the company. They left. I know them leaving sounds like it's harsh, but they decided not to endure the storm you're deciding to endure. You cannot complain about what you decide to endure. So how you respond in the storm is major. Number three, you have to learn how to manage how you handle the rebuking in the storm. Because we have to admit there are some storms we walked into. There are some storms we brought on ourselves. And when God allows the storm to begin to rebuke us, we can't change our mind about the storm, because that storm has come to do what it's supposed to do. Rebuke us for being in that place. Hey, Lynette Wilson, God bless you. You have to manage how you handle the rebuking in the storm. We tend to rebuttal sometime in storms, Takashi Haynes. We rebuttal the storm, which only makes the storm last longer because we haven't learned the lesson. That's number 3. I'm moving. I'm almost done. I got to get through. Number four. You have to learn to manage. Here we come now. We're switching now. The resources of the storm. Maria, the resources of the storm. Because most of the time, storms slow you down. That's a resource. It slows you down. You don't slow down until, you're driving your car, it starts pouring down raining. You don't speed up. You slow down. You slow down because you realize, wait a minute, this storm is causing friction, so I have to slow down. We tend to slow down because we have to slow down because things get strange, and we have to see how it's going to, how our vision is going to be impaired, because sometimes our vision is impaired in a storm. We don't see clearly. We have to slow down to see. So slowing down causes us to have resources. Whew, it's going to be powerful for y'all. Here are the resources I picked up on that you get when you slow down in the storm. You get maturity because it makes you pay attention. You get understanding because you come into a place where you can see things as you get into it. You focus. Number 3, in resources, you get endurance because you have to go ahead and go through the storm. I'll tell my story real quick. There's a young girl who's learning to drive. Her dad says, I want you to learn how to drive. He gets out of the car seat and puts her into the driver's seat, and they start to drive. He says, okay, I'm going to do something for you, and I'm going to get out, and I'll see you where you're going. He goes where she's going. He tells her to drive. She starts to drive. It starts to rain. Come on. It starts to rain. And she calls her father on the car phone and said, Dad, it's raining. And he tells her, daughter, keep driving. She said, it's raining hard. He says, just keep driving. Watch this. She gets to a place where she almost can't see the road. He tells her, do you see red lights ahead of you that are still moving? She said, yes, I can see the white lines in the road as I get to it. But it's taking me time to get to it before I see it. He said, slow down, pay attention. And the lights in front of you, don't stay close on them. Just keep following, because the lights are showing you that somebody is ahead of you. That means if they're still going, you can keep going. She said, it's raining so bad. He said, keep going. Watch this, Sydney. She gets to an overpass and she begins to pull over. And she says, I'm going to stop because I see other cars pulling over. He said, no, you just keep following the line and you keep going. She pulls over a little bit slow. He said, no. He says, I need you to keep going. She keeps going and she keeps driving. Eventually, she drives out of the storm. She gets to where she's going, and she's sitting there with her father showing up. He says, I told you you'll get there if you just keep driving. Watch this now. Watch this. Watch this. Here we go. I'm telling you, he said, you'll get there if you just keep driving. She gets there, he's there, and they look up, and the people who were behind her, the ones who were behind her, came almost half a day late, hours later. And they asked, wait a minute, how you get here so quick and you were just beginning to driving through your first storm? She said, because when the storm got rough for y'all pulled over. But I spoke to my father if I was closing, and he told me to keep driving. So as she kept driving, she ended up somewhere that other people with wisdom and driving experience decided not to do. Based on their decision, she just kept driving. And in her driving, she reached the destination before other people with wisdom, other folk with money, with better cars and better trucks, because she just remained faithful and she kept driving. I got to go back. Okay, that's good. That was good. Listen, So the resource of the storm is maturity. I'm closing, y'all. It's understanding. It definitely is endurance. Here's one more thing that you get when there's a real storm. You get patience, because you can't get there any quicker than you get there. Maturity, understanding, endurance, patience, and most of all, wisdom. Here's my last and final point, and we're done for the morning. Gotta go. You must learn how to manage raining after the storm. Yeah. You can't just win with any mindset. You have to have a reigning mindset. That's the goal. You have to have a reigning mindset. Bless you, sir. Bless you. You have to have a reigning mindset, which means I'm gonna reign no matter what happens. This is where you get judged. You have to have this is where the anyway comes in, winning anyway. It's an anyway mindset that says, I don't care what happens, I'm going to reign. I'm going to win. I'm going to endure. I'm going to make it. I'm going to be well. No matter what happens, eventually I will get there. This is where you get judged in life, because people can see you go through and they start wondering, who do you think you are after all you've been through? Watch this. What I feel and what I know about you, and you are still determined that you're going to win anyway. That's what makes you a winning anyway life, and not just a season. Somebody said yesterday, man, you mentioned winning anyway life. I said, yeah, because it's not a season for me. It's a lifestyle. You have to be determined that you're going to finish strong no matter what happens in your life. Let me close right here. I'm done. God doesn't want the same old thing for you. God has new for you. God has fresh for you. God has bigger for you. God has more for you. God has better for you. That's why your realignment, your refreshing, and your renewing and your release are so important, because you'll need all that to be open enough to recover all that God wants to do in your life. There's no way you can be designed for a winning anyway life if you don't let go of some things. I said it in Bible study. The only way that you can get to the promised land is you have to be determined to leave Egypt. You got to decide, I'm not going to stay in Egypt. I'm not going to stay in bondage. Now I have to go through some stuff. I have to go through, Red Sea. I have to go through issues. I have to go through running from family. I have to go through some things. But where I'm going is much greater than where I've been. I plan on finishing strong, but I plan on starting stronger. Because all I've been through, I've learned from. I'm growing from. I'm maturing from. I'm getting my understanding together, my patience, my wisdom. I'm not perfect, but I'm better. I'm going to let y'all go this morning. We did a good 38 minutes. Listen, I want you to do me a favor. If you know, I want you to give yourself a break today. It's Friday. It's Freedom Friday. I want you to stick the key in the door, unlock it, slide the gate back, and realize you aren't in prison any longer. You're not in prison. You're not in Egypt. You're on your way to the promised land. Yeah, Mabel, already there. I need you to declare with me this morning, I am better. Come on. I like that, Maria. I'm not perfect, but I'm better. Come on. Come on. Come on. I'm not perfect, but I'm better. This is how I finish. I finish telling myself the truth. I agree with you, Sarah Price. I see you, Brittany. See you, Andrea. Come on. I see y'all. I see you, Minister Ricks. I see you, Takashi. You got to declare it. You can't just type it. You got to say it out of your mouth. I know wherever you are, you probably don't want to talk. Talk and say it. Naya, say it. Kenneth Davis. Latasha Jackson. Now, Tasha, I know you better. Tasha sold Sunday, interview Tuesday. I'll tell y'all about it later. Don't tell them, Tasha. Don't tell them. They're not ready for when they see produce like that. They're not ready. Hey, Kava, how you pronounce? Is it Kava or Kava? Kava, Kava. I got you though. You better. I see you call us Ja Bruce. Better. Minister Blunt. May not look better, but I'm better. May not feel better right now, but I'm declaring that I am. No, I'm not lying to myself. I'm declaring my future because I'm believing what it is. And no matter what it looks like, I know I'm better in the end. So listen, y'all, it's been a wonderful morning. I pray all is well. Oh, congratulations, Tasha. Congratulations to all of you who are sitting on your seat, preparing for a God answer that only God can do. Listen, it's been a wonderful morning. I see Raquel typed, I am better. I see Pamela Anderson. I'm not perfect, but I'm better. Yeah, that's what you want to be. Cedric Mackey, I see you, man. I'm agreeing with y'all today. Oh, I have a long day. I had a long day yesterday. Oh my God. Everybody I met was a God situation. I went to an appointment for my doctor. Even my doctor was telling me about his brother that is a, what's the word, honey? He's a rabbi. So they're dealing with the Israel thing. So he wanted me to pray for them. Oh my God. Everywhere I went yesterday was amazing. Every day. My suit guy, we talked for an hour and a half. Just everything. Talked to Tasha and talked to Sydney and another gentleman we know, a guy from Cuba. Just everything was a God day. If you don't set your days up where you learn something out of every day that you have, then you're mismanaging your days. You want to manage your days well so you can see yourself finishing and finishing stronger. You got it. I don't care how your year has been. We're going to close out this end of the year better than we ever were before. And we're not going to close it out having church saying I'm better. We're going to close it out being better. I'm going to help people reset your businesses. You can't be mad at me. You come to me and tell me what you do, and I tell you that's trash. That ain't what you're doing. Because if you're not living your business, then you can't sell me your business. Already. Listen, it's a better day because I'm planning my life. If your life is going to be planned by somebody, watch this. Your jobs, they tell you what time to come to work, what time to take lunch, what time to get off. They tell you, they give you a few days. If your life is going to be planned by somebody else, you might as well get in the planning process yourself so you can finish strong and start next year stronger. Oh, I'm not negating this year. I'm just getting you ready for what next year's going to look like so you don't enter next year with the residue of what this year was on you. It's a choice you have to make to let it go so you can finish strong and start stronger. This is Life Pastor Colin, and you know, no matter what happens in your life, know this. You can't win. I'm zoning right now. You can win anyway. So if y'all have any calls, text me. Let's talk about it because I'm really spiritually and prophetically zoning. No fluff. All strength in Jesus' name. Have a good one, y'all. Again, win anyway. Come on. I believe in you. You can do it. See you. Peace.